Good morning, Alexander Marks with the Nevada State Education Association. Per the rules, while there's much to like about Senate Bill 460, we disagree with major portions of the bill and must also express concern over the rushed process. A bill of this magnitude with far-reaching implications demands far more than one day to thoroughly analyze and understand. However, we do appreciate the sponsor working with us on some of these provisions, and we share in the stated goals to improve education outcomes and increase transparency and accountability. So let's talk about the good. Expansion to pre-K. We strongly support the $50 million investment in expanding pre-K statewide, untethered from corporate handouts. We all know that these are good investments to make. We support the immunity that protects our school employees and good faith interventions and incidents that pose an imminent risk to the safety of pupils or staff. Charter school accountability. We have applauded the greater controls for charter schools and provisions giving districts the ability to object to formation of them. The miscellaneous, there's several other positions that we support, ensuring school sites have a counselor or counseling services. There's more transparency and accountability related to private school vouchers and excessive testing. But there's a lot of these provisions in the bill that are of concern. The performance accountability mechanism of the bill could set schools with high concentrations of poverty to fail by threatening probation, state takeover, or replacement of staff. These are punitive measures that ignore systemic inequities that unfairly penalize schools and our most vulnerable students. We prefer the quarterly reporting of class size, as it's one of the most important issues and confounding issues in Nevada. Voting rights for appointed school boards is something we've consistently opposed for close to 5 to 10 years, it seems. Democratically elected school boards bring the greatest levels of accountability and responsiveness to the communities they serve. Allowing the Commission on School Funding to hire a third-party vendor to seemingly do what they've already done seems out of place. We have their most important work. We should have passed the plan. We have to highlight that this bill that seeks to improve education failed to address the most critical factor, which is in funding. It's hard to view this bill with the backdrop of a $2 increase to per pupil funding next year. We are behind the national average, $4,000. This pushes us further behind, and districts will be preparing cuts for our schools and programs. For accountability to be meaningful, it must include how we invest in our schools. So there is a lot to like, there's a lot to dislike, but if we had another 120 days, I could finish. Thanks.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Please make sure you submit your remarks to us. I'm sure you will.